So what you're going to do is you're going to roll out your slab, get out your pieces of wood, make sure your rolling pin is on the pieces of wood, roll that out flat. Remember to flip that over, roll it out, flip it over, roll it out. Do that a couple times till it's completely flat. In this method, you're going to actually get a piece of dish or whatever you want the shape of your new pot to be. You're going to find that same shape. So in this case, we're going to be doing plates. So you want to make your slab about a little bit bigger than the size of the plate that you're going to make. And in this cupboard over here, at the top, I have some cellophane. So you're going to rip off a piece of this because we don't want the clay sticking to the actual bowl itself or plate. So rip off a big piece of cellophane. It can cover up your entire plate. We are using the slab clay, which is a little bit harder. We don't want this to be really sticky. So once we have that, we can drape this on, make sure the sides of the clay are covering up the entire plate, and we're slowly, gently pushing our clay into the form. So the draped slab is basically a correct name because you're draping the slab of clay over whatever template you want to make. So I'm slowly pushing the pressure. I'm not using a whole lot of pressure because I don't want to deform my plate. I just want to push that slab into whatever shape is underneath. Okay, do the outsides. Once I have that, I'm going to flip it over, hold it to the plate, flip it over, get out your fettling knife, and you're going to cut around. Keep your knife straight up and down, not at an angle. Straight up and down when you cut. So carefully cut all the way around your plate. Try to follow the shape as nicely as possible. Okay, I can take that away. Carefully flip it back over. And now we have the shape of our plate. Smooth out the edges. They will be rather sharp once they're fired. So smooth that out with your finger or a sponge, it doesn't matter. Just take away those really sharp pieces. Okay. So now we have the shape of our plate is directly the same as the shape of the plate below. So once we have this, we're going to wait till this is leather hard. We should be using pretty solid clay, pretty dry clay anyways, so you shouldn't have to wait too long, but maybe put this in front of the fan for 5 minutes. Or another way you can get to leather hard is sometimes when you put a plastic bag around this for overnight, just don't put a piece of damp paper towel. Just put a plastic bag over, seal it shut, put it on there, and when you come back the next day, it should be a little bit harder than it was the day before. Okay, now the next step to our plates, we're going to add some intricate designs using only imprints. You are not allowed to take any of your tools and draw something. We're not drawing. We're basically pushing things into the clay to make designs. Imprinting. Okay, now over here on this, in this cupboard, towards the bottom, there are, in these two buckets, there are a bunch of random things that I've collected. Really random things, like from welding. I don't even know what that's from. Okay, different tools, different shapes, different stuff. You are going to get as creative as possible with this stuff and come up with a really cool design. Now if you notice, I didn't just randomly push a bunch of stuff here, throw it in the kiln, hey, I'm done. I started out with this. I wanted my focal point to be kind of off-centered, so I started off with this. I think I used like an old tape dispenser, so held that there. And then I imprinted these little patterns, used a little imprint of the top of a cap. So I had my design, I wanted my focal point to be here, and then I was really deliberate on where I put everything else to make it look really sharp and nice. We just don't want to throw everything on here and pretend we had a design. We want to have some sort of idea what we're doing. I started off with rolling the screw on the sides and then taking my popsicle stick and making the lines in the middle. From there, I think I want to use this just because I saw it and I haven't used it yet. Push that 4 times on one side, turn it over, do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so there's my design. Nice and uniform. It's pretty orderly. Have fun and get really creative.